Hello again, guys. Last episode, we made this lovely fortress. Excuse my mini tree farm, still in the way of the epic scenery. Or, I made most of this off camera because, well, I got a little overzealous. But despite that, I feel like we really didn't do much of anything on camera last episode. I think I mostly showed you around and talked a bunch. So this episode, I'm going to try to be peppy, get things done. You'll remember that last episode we also began to lay out this Ars Magica 2 room. You can see we've got the layout for the crafting altar and 3 power generating structures. This here is more complete. This is going to be for the obelisk. The obelisk is the standard or default power generating structure, and it can be improved by adding these pillars and this circle of wizard's chalk runes, which I made off camera. Now to make the altar itself, sorry, not altar, obelisk, we'll come back over here to the crafting station. I have all the necessary components, I believe. It's vidium dust and some stone, and maybe I got these wrong. Okay. I think it's actually just stone, not the stone bricks that I currently have. So let's try it this way. There we go. The obelisk. I've never actually played around with the obelisk, but I've played with its predecessor, the neutral nexus. So if we put the obelisk here, we would not expect it to actually generate any power. To do that, we right-click it, and you can see we can add an item to it, much like a furnace. And there is one particular item that we are going to be using quite a bit, I think. If I can find our bucket. So, there are 2 things you can put in there. You can put in vidium dust, which has other uses. And you can put in this liquid essence, which has fewer uses. It's pretty, and it actually casts light, I believe, although a low level of it. Maybe we'll make a fountain out of it at some point. But as far as crafting goes, we can make an Ethereum potion. Yep, that's it. You can make an infused Ethereum potion. I don't really know what the use of that is. I'm sure we will figure it out at some point. Probably once we've used up all of our liquid Ethereum and can't find any more and need it desperately. But for now, we are going to burn up our liquid Ethereum in the Nexus. Now I'm not sure what the storage is like in this. Let's consult our arcane compendium. Generate Ethereum. It will increase the output of the capabilities. So, I'm not entirely sure how we tell. It looks like we're going to have to make some of these tools. The Magitech staff Magitech goggles, and probably the crystal wrench. Let's see whether we have the things necessary for that. We've got some chimerite, we've got some blue topaz. I know we have at least a piece of gold here, or two. The issue is going to be that we don't have any leather. That's too bad. Let's see what we can make. The Magitech staff looks like it's actually quite simple, which makes sense. I think it's one of the basic tools for use in the mod. We do not have the leather required for that. We'll have to make a trip to spawn for that at some point. And let's see, the crystal wrench. Ooh, this we do not have the materials for currently. We will need a blue orchid and a desert nova, which are two world gen flowers that I don't believe I have, plus some iron. We don't even have iron at the moment. No, there is not a blue orchid hiding here. That's too bad. Let's see what we can use the Magitech staff for, though. I think the Magitech staff is what will tell us... Oh, okay. So this is holding 5,000 neutral essence. That's great. The crystal wrench looks like it... the crystal wrench is going to allow us to connect this to various other devices. Although I'm not certain if we need it, they might auto-connect if they're close enough, and that's what I'm hoping. So, we went through all of this effort to get an arcane reconstructor. So I made this off camera. It's a little bit of obsidian, a diamond, and really just some vidium and stone. We'll start by putting it close, just to make sure it's as close as possible. Huh. I don't actually know how to use this, because the UI is greatly different from what it used to be. Let's look to see if it has a useful description. Direct Ethereum at the weak spots of an item. It will solidify the damage, making it as good as new. Okay. We have a diamond pick in our inventory. If we put that in, that is where, in previous versions, the pick would begin to get repaired. So, what I'm going to say is likely our problem is that we are not getting power to go from the obelisk to the arcane reconstructor. So what we need is one of those crystal staves, crystal staves, yeah, crystal staves. For that, we need a desert nova and a blue orchid. The desert nova is potentially doable. We'll just have to go to a desert biome, and I think I know of a few. The blue orchid, I'm not sure where that generates. As you can see, I just picked up some alm, which is another Thaumcraft flower that we may need someday. So rather than passing by, I decided I would grab it. And we'll just store it here for now. Okay, I'm going to go off camera and head to spawn. And I'm going to try to figure out where to get some blue orchids. And I'll also use the leather there to make these Magitech goggles. I will see you in a second. There we go. Apparently blue orchids spawn in snowy biomes. 1, 2, 2. Ah. It's more than what we needed. But, oh, there's another. I believe. Nope, that is one of the Botania flowers. Anyway, have some of those. I picked up some, put them in a bag. Picked up some of the desert novas in the desert we've seen in the past. I will look around here to see if I see any more of the orchids. Otherwise, I will see you back at base. Okay, now that we have our flowers, we should be able to make our crystal wrench. So, in combination, these items... Oh, you know what's really nice? Even without that helmet, we still have enough armor to reach 10 armor. How much armor does... So the armor jetpack provides 6 armor. Longfall boots provide 3, so in combination, that should be 9, although I think my math must be wrong. 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. Oh, yes, my math is wrong. So, good to know. Now, let's look here. So this is 100% full. It has 5,000 essence in it. This has no essence in it. If we right-click the crystal wrench here and here, it pairs the two and begins repairing the pickaxe. Now it is very quickly going through all of its essence there and here. So it just ran out of essence. I keep calling this essence. It's, what is it called? We'll figure that out once we get over here to the puddle of the stuff. Maybe I'll actually start remembering what it's called now. Ethereum. So, we have our liquid Ethereum. We can put it back in the obelisk, which will burn it off, and give it, in turn, to the diamond pickaxe, which is now completely repaired, meaning we can use it with the turtle to make a mining turtle. Hooray! There is one more item that I am keen to repair, and that is my force mitts. These things are super useful. They take out flowers and dirt and everything. They're just great. But for the time being, does not look like this is going to repair them much. Oh my. although it is still generating. So maybe what we'll do is get an Ethereum battery over here at some point so we can store more of the Ethereum energy. It looks like it's generating far more than the obelisk can store. And I suppose the reconstructor actually has no storage at all, except what it's using. 250 at a time. But at least we've got that going for us. And we have our mining turtle now. But we are out of stone bricks. When I was filling in the pond over here that we had the stone brick generator set up in, I had to take apart our generator. So what we will do now is set that up again so that we can have the benefit of more stone bricks. Okay, to do this, we will need our force wrench. The force wrench is used in this case because it allows us to pick up the igneous extruder exactly as it is, with all the contents of its inventory. We are also going to have to move all this dirt out because we will need this barrel. Actually, we can make another barrel, I think. We only have 4 oak wood. Let us see if we can mix and match wood types to make the barrels. It appears we cannot, which is too bad. Means we need to make some spruce planks. There, and we will get a spruce barrel. That's fine. Okay, so where do we want this? It doesn't necessarily have to be permanent, but we are going to eventually, we're going to be using it pretty heavily. So it's kind of industrial. So let's set it up in the industry area. First, we will need one more bucket of water. Luckily, we are kind of surrounded by pools of the stuff. Okay. That should, good, replenish. Someday, we will have it set up so that we do not need to leave our base for water. We'll also suck up all that essence and store it in a helpful place. But for now, you know what? No. I'm not going to shove it off into some corner. We've already got much of this courtyard covered in machines that aren't going to be here permanently. At least, probably until we get our applied energistics system set up. So, let us set up here. Take the aqueous accumulator and the igneous extruder. We should be able to rotate the igneous extruder like so with a wrench. Okay. And now set this to begin crafting stone and turn it on by telling it we don't care if it has a redstone signal or not. It is currently sending things out to the right. And we will need a wrench. I want to see if this Yeta wrench works. Oh, it does. Excellent. Ooh, and it looks like if we look in the lower left of our screen, it has modes of some sort. Someday I'll have to figure out what those are for, but for the time being, it does not much matter. And the barrel will go here, which means the packager will go one higher than that. Excellent. And if we just turn this to be an output and this to be an output, this might work as it is. Let's see. All right. Oh, I recall now. So this packager does produce a redstone signal when it packages something, but the signal is not prolonged enough to send something through the tube. So, okay. Oh, it is. Oh, all right. It'll send it through the tube as long as there is some stone here, I believe. Let's just watch this happen. I guess it occasionally sends things. Oh well, I think that'll work, and that means we don't need to put a lever anywhere. So, let's just move this down one because it looks silly having it float in the air all by itself. And we have our generator again, our stone brick generator. Well, I just had some crazy corruption of some of the files that I made while recording this episode and the next, actually. So I'm going to try to fill you in on the important details of what I've done, though I won't be showing you some of those things. Again, just in this episode and the next, because I lost that footage and now I have done more things. So the last thing I recorded that made it from this episode 9, we recreated our stone brick creator, and I put the dimensional anchor down here. I think is what I did after that. And then I'm pretty sure I ended the episode just saying that I would set up the turtle with a custom quarry program and set it running. I'm going to link the program I use in the show notes. It's just a simple program that's going to dig out the entire underneath the courtyard area. And when we get back next episode, we will see how that worked out for us and work on a couple of other things like power generation and some processing of ores. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.